All right, let's get straight into it. We're not just going to read a book today. Nope, we're opening up a case file. You see, the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, it's way more than just a spooky story for your GCSEs. It's basically a psychological crime scene. And you and we're going to crack it. So let's start the investigation.
Okay, so every great mystery has that one big question at its core, right? And for us, it's this one. What on earth was Dr. Jekyll hiding? I mean, this guy was a brilliant, super respected doctor. What kind of secret could be so awful that it literally unleashes a monster onto the streets of London? That's the puzzle we're here to solve. So first up, a most disturbing case. We're going to be following the clues with a guy named Mr. Utterson. Think of him as our detective. He's this very serious, very rational lawyer, and he's our guide through this whole creepy mystery. The cool thing is, we only see what he sees, and we piece everything together right there with him.
And wow, the evidence in this case just escalates so fast. First, you've got this really disturbing incident where a little girl gets trampled. The weird part? The check to pay off her family is signed by, you guessed it, Dr. Jekyll. Super strange. But then it gets way worse. There's a vicious murder of a well-known guy, Sir Danvers Carew, and to top it all off, one of Jekyll's best friends, Dr. Lanyon, literally dies from shock after seeing something horrific. Every single event is more brutal than the last, and all the clues, they all point to this one shadowy figure, Hyde.
Utterson has this great line, "If he be Mr. Hyde, I shall be Mr. Seek." And honestly, this isn't just some clever wordplay. It's everything. It tells you exactly how Stevenson is telling this story. He's making us Mr. Seek right alongside Utterson. We're kept totally in the dark, feeling just as confused and creeped out as he is. And that's what makes the final reveal, oh man, so much more powerful.
Okay, so after all that horror, the case takes a massive turn. We're heading towards the big reveal, the man in the mirror. All the clues, all the weird events, they all lead us to one single place, a locked room, and a shocking confession that's about to blow this whole thing wide open.
So get this, the answer wasn't something Utterson could find on his own. It was locked away in Dr. Jekyll's final letter. The truth has been literally behind a locked door this whole time, but it's also been locked inside Jekyll himself, and now it's his own words that are going to solve the mystery. And here it is, the big one, the shocking confession at the heart of it all. Jekyll and Hyde, they're the same person. I know, right? That's the twist. Dr. Jekyll, this perfect Victorian gentleman, is Mr. Hyde, this monster. Hyde wasn't some guy he was hiding. He was the dark part of Jekyll that he kept pushed down, the part he unleashed with the potion. It's one man, but two faces. You've got the controlled public Jekyll and the totally unrestrained private Hyde.
Okay, but just knowing what happened isn't going to get you the top grades. We have to understand why. Why would Jekyll do this? Why create a monster? This is the Victorian cage. The answer isn't just about Jekyll. It's about the world he was living in. So let's dig into the motive. So to get Jekyll's motive, you gotta understand what Victorian repression was all about. Think of it like this. It was a time with the super strict social code. You had to be perfect, respectable, moral, totally buttoned up all the time. And any dark thoughts, any weird desires, anything that wasn't proper had to be shoved down and hidden away. Jekyll just felt completely suffocated by this pressure to be perfect. And this whole experiment, it's how Stevenson explores some massive ideas. Jekyll's personal struggle becomes this huge symbol for the duality of human nature, the good and evil in all of us. His science totally clashes with religious beliefs about good and evil. He's wrestling with this crushing weight of guilt, which throws him into a complete crisis of identity. And really, his story just blows the lid off the hypocrisy of society that's obsessed with looking perfect on the outside. All right, we've got the plot, we've got the motive. Now let's switch gears and become literary detectives. Let's decode Stevenson's blueprint and figure out how he actually makes this story so terrifying. Because trust me, none of this is by accident. Stevenson is basically using a classic Gothic toolkit to build the terror. Take the setting, those foggy, maze-like London streets. They're not just there for decoration. They make you feel confused and lost, like evil could be lurking around any corner. Then you have brilliant symbols like that locked laboratory door. It's a real door, sure, but it also represents the hidden parts of Jekyll's mind. And, like we talked about, the way the story is told, by holding back information, is a genius move to build suspense. Okay, this is the crucial part. This is where we take everything we've talked about and turn it into exam success. Knowing the story is great, but analyzing it like a pro, that's what gets you the top marks. So let's build your analytical toolkit.
Let's take a look at an absolutely killer quote. It comes from Jekyll's confession. All human beings, as we meet them, are commingled out of good and evil. This right here is the heart of the whole book. He's not just talking about himself. He's talking about everyone. He's talking about us. So how do you actually analyze something like that in an essay?
Here's a super simple 4-step way to do it. Step 1. What's the main idea? Simple. Duality isn't just a Jekyll thing, it's a human thing. Step 2. Zoom in on a keyword. Commingled is perfect. It doesn't just mean mixed, it means they're tangled up together, impossible to separate. Step 3. Link it to the context. This idea was a direct challenge to that whole Victorian obsession with looking perfect. And step 4, what's the impact? Well, Stevenson is basically making the reader look in the mirror and question their own inner Hyde.
And that's really the crucial point, isn't it? The true horror of this story isn't some monster jumping out of the fog. It's the monster within. It's that chilling idea that the capacity for evil isn't out there somewhere. It's part of all of us. So as we close the case file in Jekyll and Hyde, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Is this battle between the person we show the world and the person we are in private, is that really just a Victorian problem? Or is the fight between our own inner Jekyll and Hyde something we're all still dealing with today?